Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video begins this August series of videos of curriculum hauls, back to school hauls, all of this homeschool content before we begin this next school year. So today I'm going to show you I'm going to call it preschool curriculum because I feel like that's the best universal term for this stage. So I'm in Canada. And my youngest child is starting school this year. He's gonna be 4 in October. And so here where I live, that is usually called junior kindergarten. The next year when he's turning 5, that's called senior kindergarten, and then they go into the grades after that. So you might call it pre-K, you might call it preschool. Now this school year for, you know, a 3-4-year-old, super laid back. And it's so much more about play and reading aloud, more than it is actual workbooks. But I'm going to show you all the curriculum I have for him to use to give a quick overview of what I want my kids to learn when they are this age that Wesley is right now. My goals for him this year, I want him to know how to hold a pencil. Very important foundation for the rest of, I was going to say the rest of the school years, but for the rest of his life. That's an important foundation. So learn to hold his pencil. At this age, I want them to be able to count to 20 and recognize at least the numbers 1 to 10. I want them to know all their letters and all their letter sounds. I want them to know how to write their name. And then I'm counting on my fingers as if I know what the final number is, and I'm not sure. I also want them to know the months of the year and the days of the week. So that's really what I want them to learn. There's no like real math skills other than knowing their numbers. They're not starting to read or anything. It's just some very basic, again, mostly lots of playtime. Without further ado, I will show you what I have set out here as his curriculum. For this level of school, I typically don't buy many school books. I bought this year from The Good and the Beautiful. I had bought writing books for my older kids, and so you know what, I'll start here. And so I bought him a handwriting book too. It's just $10 to get the digital copy, and then I printed it all up. So I don't usually buy books that are, what am I trying to call this? Books that are, oh, I want to say disposable, books that you use and then like they're done with. But this year I made an exception because I saw this and wanted to get this for him, and I just printed it up at home. And so there are just pages where he's tracing different lines, really just working on pencil control. I think as it gets closer to the end here, I think maybe it gets into the alphabet, but I could be wrong. Maybe it doesn't. It gets into pages where it's talking about the letters, but I don't know if he's actually tracing the letters. He's just, again, still just tracing lines in here. So I got that book. Now over here, I have all of these dry erase books. So I have gradually added to our collection. The one book, let me see, I think it's this one. I bought this one for my oldest when he was Wesley's age. So Wesley's my 5th child to go through this book. Now, I need to figure out a way to really clean off these pages because they are just covered in dry erase marker that just didn't wash off. So I need to figure that out. But this book has been used a lot. And then we have this one and this one. Both of these we've had for at least 2 or 3 kids now. And again, I just need to work on getting these washed off a little bit better. But this one is the uppercase letters. This one just has a whole bunch of different pictures to trace. This one's really messy too. Okay, I need to figure that out. And then these 2 I just bought this year. I saw them on Book Outlet, and so they come with a dry erase marker. So the dry erase markers that came with these ones eventually just dried out. And so I will use like an Expo marker, and the kids will do this with Expo marker. But that is what we have used in these ones, and it doesn't wash off properly. Whereas this marker that comes with the book washes off just great. So I'm not sure why that is. It must be some sort of different product than the typical dry erase markers. But this book is the numbers. This is just great, such great practice for them in learning how to hold a pencil and how to control that pencil. And they can do a page, erase it, and redo. These books have been really, really good to have. They've gotten a lot of use for each of my kids. And then this book just has all of the lowercase letters. This will be used for junior kindergarten. I'm sure we will use them again when we get to next year kindergarten. And then over here, I just bought a binder and did a whole bunch of printable worksheets. So this is typically what I do. I don't usually buy a book like this. I typically will just do free worksheets, and I will try to make sure I have links to where I got all these printables online, and I'll put those down below in the description box. But we start off here with just alphabet pages. These are just coloring sheets, so I printed up the whole alphabet here. And then I got to these pages where he's just supposed to circle the lowercase letter that matches the uppercase letter. And then I printed up a whole bunch of these dot pages. So I have these dot markers, which are really fun to use. They are especially fun to use when you have something like this to use them with. Looks like the last person who opened this had chocolate on their hands. And so he's just going to work on making his letters using those dot markers, which I think will be a really fun activity for him. So I have all the letters, and then at the back I actually have all of the numbers in that form as well. They are all back here. I think I have 1 to 20 back there for him to do with the dot markers as well. So after all of the letters, then I have some pages where he's going to be working on forming each of his letters. So it goes through again. I have every letter of the alphabet. These pages are so familiar to me. They are from confessionsofahomeschooler.com, and I use these printables. Again, I'm pretty sure I use these printables even for Elijah, my oldest, who's now going into 7th grade. I think after this, I have a few other number pages. Let's see. Maybe I just have the dot marker pages. That might be it. Okay, yeah, so it goes right from Z onto all of the number dot pages. So those are all the pages that are in his little binder here. The last thing I have out for him are just these counting bears, and these are so good for doing patterns. I will often just take out, okay, let's just do a pattern here. Green, yellow, green, yellow. Please put down the next 2 bears. Or we'll do math problems like, okay, you have 3. I'm gonna give you 4 more. Now, how many do you have? There's so many different ways to use these counting bears. Again, I probably paid 25 bucks for this bucket of counting bears, but Wesley is my 5th child to use these as well. Those are the books I have out and ready for Wesley for September. He has 4 older siblings who are all in school. He is the only one who, for the last couple years, has not been in school. So I think he feels a little bit left out not doing school. So I think he's really gonna enjoy coming to sit at the table and do school like the big kids. So my plan is twice a week. Twice a week I will say, okay, Wesley, today is your school day. You're gonna come and do some, I guess, formal learning. Well, I will just devote some time to him, helping him hold his pencil and watching him as he, you know, traces some lines and stuff. And if he wants to pull out his book and work on school other days as well, that's fine. I intend to spend like 30 to 45 minutes those 2 days on school with him, so just super easy peasy. We'll be doing lots of reading books together. I enjoy getting my older kids to read to the younger ones. That's a really special time, and it works really well because it really helps me out when they read to him as well. But that's all I wanted to show you today. Come back next week and I will show you a curriculum haul for all of my older kids. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to keep up on all of my content. I do have some more homeschooling content coming out soon, and then come September, I'll be showing homeschool day in the life videos. So if you want to stick around, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.